Hello friends. Since the start of the sessions in Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, it has been in news in one way or the other, be it Article 370 resolution or the other news that had been trending in the past few days. The same thing happened during the obituary session in the Legislative Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir as well. During the obituary session, 57 legislators were remembered, like the ex-Prime Minister Mr. Vajpayee, Pranab Mukherjee, but a name was also there that created a bit of controversy, and the name is Syed Ali Shah Geelani. Why this name created controversy? For those of you who don't know who Syed Ali Shah Geelani was, he was the top leader of Hurriyat, a separatist group, a top separatist leader, and his name was mentioned during the obituary session in Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly. But why was it so? Why was his name mentioned? Why was the name of a separatist leader mentioned in the Legislative Assembly? What is the cause of that? Let us try to find out that in today's class. If you look at the news, 57 legislators were mentioned, and among them, Syed Ali Shah Geelani's name was also mentioned by the MLAs of National Conference and PDP. Talking of the news, the name did create a bit of a controversy as to why his name was mentioned. So let us figure out why his name was mentioned. Because he was an MLA in the year 1972, 1977 and 1987. So he was a legislator. Before becoming a separatist leader, he was a legislator three times. He won from Sopore constituency three times. And from the party that's Jamaat-e-Islami. If you don't know about Jamaat-e-Islami, it's currently banned due to some links with some militant organizations. But he was a legislator at that time. Three times he emerged victorious in Sopore constituency. And then in 1989, he resigned from the active politics. He resigned from the politics. In 1989, he resigned. So before 1989, he was a politician. And when he resigned, then he joined the separatist group Hurriyat. Because in 1989-90, the things started to get tensed in Kashmir Valley, and the militant issues started to rise, and then that is why the party, that is Hurriyat party, also started to propagate their agenda, and Hurriyat leader Mr. Syed Ali Shah Geelani became the leader of Hurriyat at that time. So before 1989, he was indeed a politician. Talking of the obituary session, it is a session in which the names of these top politicians and other members are mentioned who have passed away in the previous year. So he passed away in 2021. Why was his name mentioned in 2024? Because you might be aware of the fact that the last session of Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly was in 2018, when the UT of Jammu and Kashmir was not a UT but it was a state. And in 2018, the last assembly session took place, and Syed Ali Shah Geelani passed away in 2021. From 2018 till 2024, there was no assembly session. In 2019, the state of Jammu and Kashmir was bifurcated into two UTs, the UT of Jammu and Kashmir with legislature and another UT of Ladakh without legislature. After a period of around 6 years, there was an assembly session in Jammu and Kashmir after the recent elections, and in the obituary session, there were the remembrance of around 57 legislators were remembered in the obituary session, and that's where the name of Syed Ali Shah Geelani also came up. Because he was a separatist leader, that is why this created a bit of a controversy in the assembly. Talking of the obituary session, Mr. Chief Minister Omar Abdullah was also there, and he mentioned the name of Mr. Vajpayee, that's ex-Prime Minister of India who recently passed away. Omar Abdullah mentioned his name and appreciated the approach of Mr. Vajpayee towards Kashmir. where Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir clearly stated that the approach of the BJP, the then BJP leader, that is Mr. Vajpayee, was the best, and his approach, the slogan, that is Jamhuriyat, Kashmiriyat, and Insaniyat, was indeed really great, and it did help Kashmir to grow. So this is the approach that should be followed even now. And let me tell you, very important thing here is that National Conference leader or the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir did not mention or did not remember Syed Ali Shah Geelani. He did not mention the name of Syed Ali Shah Geelani. So then who mentioned the name? It was a National Conference legislator, Bashir Ahmad Viri. He's a National Conference legislator from Sri Gufara in Bijbehara, and PDP lawmaker, that's Rafiq Naik. These two mentioned the name of Syed Ali Shah Geelani. They remembered the name of Syed Ali Shah Geelani, and they were asked, why did you mention the name of a person who was a separatist leader, who was not now in the active politics? Actually, he was against all this. In the reply, they clearly stated that he was a politician in 1972 till 1989. So there might be political and ideological differences, but Mr. Gilani has been a legislator and had a warm relations with the father of Mr. Viri. This was the statement. These are the statement, the direct words of Mr. Viri, who is MLA right now. He clearly stated that although they did have differences, they have the political differences. As you know, Gilani was presently, after before he died, he was the Hurriyat leader, the separatist leader. He might have had differences with the political leadership of Jammu and Kashmir, but he has been a politician. That is why we have remembered his name during the obituary session. So that was all about this story. I hope all your questions are answered, that why his name was mentioned in the obituary session. If you have any questions, you can ask me, and do join our channel so that next time I can get you some more updates like this. Okay, so see you next time. Bye bye.